Hey, this is Jonathan Bryant, and I'm here to show you guys how to make Oobleck. We've already made one batch, as you can tell. And first I wanted to talk a little bit about what Oobleck is. Oobleck is a suspension of cornstarch and water. A suspension is different from a solution. A solution has the two ingredients mixed together to where they form one thing. An example of this would be when you mix salt and water. Salt and water combine together to create what we call a saline solution. This, on the other hand, is it's not a solution because the two ingredients, the cornstarch and the water, do not mix together. The reason Oobleck works the way it does is because you have the cornstarch molecules that will bunch up when you apply pressure to them, you'll see. And because of that, it's hard for a brief moment of time until you lose the pressure, at which point it becomes softer. So we're going to go ahead and mix two batches here. We have another bowl right here. The first batch, we're going with green. I'm going to go ahead and pour the water into the cornstarch. It is a 2-to-1 split between 2 parts cornstarch to 1 part water. So you can go ahead and mix this with your hands. And right off the bat, you can tell that it gets very rubbery and clumpy right away. We actually might need more cornstarch because this batch feels a little bit thin. A lot thin, actually. I do not think there was 2 cups in here, or a cup in here for 1/2 cup water. So yeah, see this isn't working. So then you're gonna go ahead and add more cornstarch as needed to thicken it up. Mix it in. This is already helping a lot, but it's not thickening all of it up. So you can see some of it already is taking shape, it's clumping up, it's getting more solid as you touch it, but not enough. You could add more. Oh, that might have been too much. And at that point, it is starting to take shape into what you call Oobleck. You have this amount here, get it wet. Now, what we wanted to see was when you have one color of it, how it mixes with a separate color of it, because you figure water, when you mix 2 colors, it'll all mix very evenly. But this isn't water; it's a little bit different. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and, now that we've got this made, a smaller amount, we're going to go take the second bowl and we're going to put the rest of the cornstarch in here. We're going to take our water cup. We're going to rinse it out. We're going to put with another 1/2 cup of water. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and make this one orange. So we're going to do equal parts yellow and red dye and hope that it comes out correctly. So about 4 drops of red and same number of yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually still looking pretty red, so I'll add a little extra yellow in there. And then take my mixing knife. I'm just using a butter knife for that. Mix it together. Try not to spill it everywhere in the process. And then pour it in here. Well, that is a nice orange. Cool. So you go ahead and mix this together as well. And so it's possible that this will just mix together and create something that's kind of like brown and gross. But it also might make something, it looks like we actually have a little too much cornstarch here, so we might have to add more water. It also just might not combine at all. Here you have this, which is still a liquid, and you have this, which is way too crumbly, way more water.
By way more, I mean about another half a cup. Which I'm not going to add all of. Do it in small amounts. It's a much paler orange now. And this is essentially how you make oobleck. After we're done creating it, we're going to go ahead and take it outside to see how it works when you throw it. And then you can go ahead and do things like put it in bags. You can take it home with your kids, things like that. Okay, this needs a little more. Just a fair bit more. Because it's very soupy and doesn't hold together. You do want to be careful that it doesn't dry out, because it will eventually dry out. You can test it, test that it's hard enough by doing things like punching it. You can tell that it firms up nicely. You can kind of drag your fingers through it, you can grab a handful of it, see how well it holds together. This is still really loose. I'm going to add just a little more. There we go. You can already kind of get hints of what happens here with how the color meshes together because of what's left over on my hands. But this is just about thick enough to add in. So now we're going to go ahead, make sure this is all firmly mixed, and then we're going to go ahead and add this over to the green. Oh, this is very much a flesh color. I don't like that. Oh. Much less orange than more apricot. See, it's even thickening as it pours out of the bowl. But they do not seem to be combining. Okay, that's enough out of you. Reminds me of silly putty in a way. But you can,
Pretty colors.
you can take it. Oh gosh, it is melting in my hands. You can take it, you can transfer it for your hands, and it won't just stay on your hands. It'll all completely come off. You can hold it together, and it'll hold its shape. You can punch it, and it resists your hand because it's very firm. You can sink your fingers into it, and it'll only slowly fill around your fingers in like water. Alright, so now I think we're gonna go ahead and take this outside.
So the colors do not mix together?
Nope, colors don't mix. 3, 2, 1, go. Hi, okay, now we're outside. And as promised, we're gonna take some of this. We're gonna see how it works when it's moving. We're gonna take just a small handful of it here. It's slowly kind of combining, because as it turns, the more liquid it's going to combine just a little bit into one color. And I apologize for the noise for being outside. So we're going to take some of this. We're going to just throw it. See if it stays liquid or solid. And it stays solid when it hits, because it shatters because of the pressure. There is pressure being exerted on it when it hits the ground, which means that it's going to take its solid shape. Do that again. Another piece of it, and it'll stay together like that. And that is how you make oobleck, and a couple of things you can do with it. Thank you for watching.